Hey nephew. In this video, we're going to talk about whether to be a truck driver or a bus driver. So first things first, what I look for in a company, bus driving or truck driving, is I look for pay, I look for treatment, and I look for equipment. Pay, because that's just something big for me. Like, I'm not driving a commercial vehicle if I feel like I'm not getting paid well. I just feel like if you're not getting paid well, you can work at Amazon, McDonald's, just something like close to your house. It's close. A lot of y'all, maybe y'all not looking, but this stuff close to your house that's paying close to $20 too. Paratransit even pay $20. You do not need to drive a commercial vehicle to get paid $20 or some shit that's not really worth it. So wherever I'm working at, the job, it has to be worth it and the pay has to be hitting. I look for treatment because I like to feel like that I'm a value member of the team. Like I'm actually valued. You know that I know I'm worth it, but I needed you to know that I'm worth it as well. Like I'm not just easily replaceable. And I look for equipment because I'm not trying to get pulled over by the DOT, and I'm not trying to be broken down on this, and I'm not trying to be broken down on the side of the road. Most importantly, you always want to love what you do. I mean, you can try different stuff out, but don't stay in it for like over a year or over 2 years if you know that genuinely like this is not what you want to do. Of course, it pay the bills. Like I said, you can find something else that'll pay the bills as well. Like maybe you want to be a life insurance agent. I don't know. Driver, you're gonna make more money as a bus driver straight out the gate. Like I feel like in trucking, they kind of like want to beat you. I hope it's not sounding weird, but I feel like for me, I felt like they wanted to like beat you, abuse you, like straight out the gate. Like of course I'm being a little dramatic, but it is kind of what it is. You will hear a lot of people saying like, say somebody say they want to make $1,200 a week starting out. They like it be other drivers. Not even management, the other drivers. You ain't gonna make no money the first year. You're not even valuable yet. Like shit like that. And it's like you are valuable. You should find it like $1,200. Like that's not. I mean that's cool money, but that's not like you trying to. That's not like somebody trying to say they trying to make $2,000 a week. You shouldn't have to get paid $800 a week driving a commercial vehicle. Knowing that some people driving these commercial vehicles, they die during training. They pass away behind the wheel they first month out there. So I feel like you should get paid good. I think that's crazy people that's driving a commercial vehicle and they making less than $1,000 a week. And $1,000 ain't all that, but at least get paid $1,000. You feel me? I like the bus driving because it's usually like bus driving, they usually pay you by the hour or by the day, by the trip, stuff like that. As a truck driver, you get paid by the mile, which I don't like by the mile because what if they don't, especially at the time like now, what if they ain't got no miles? So what? Now I can only make $900 because y'all ain't got no miles, y'all don't got no work, and y'all constantly bringing people into the job knowing that you really don't need them drivers. They pay you by the load, which isn't that bad, but don't try to go for 20% or 25%, but you gotta pay half the fuel. That is not your vehicle. Don't ever pay fuel for nobody's vehicle that's not yours unless you're a lease driver. You're not getting that gross. You ain't getting all that gross. And like I said, they'll tell you like, okay, you're gonna get 2,500 miles. And when you knew, sometimes that's not even the case. It could be, but sometimes it's not. And like I said, you end up getting paid a little bit amount of money, and it just seemed like, wow, is this even worth it? That's what turns a lot of people off. And why a lot of people, they don't even stay in trucking because it's like the money is not what I was told. It's not what. It's like it's not even hitting basically. Also, as a bus driver, I feel like you get treated very, very, very well because they know they need you. Like, first of all, like because they know that they need you. As a truck driver, like I said, I don't feel like truck drivers, and I feel like everybody feel like this way. Well, most people, I would say 80% of truck drivers feel like this way. You don't get treated good. You don't. Like it's like a lot of stuff where you just don't, you're not treated well, you don't really feel valued and stuff like that. Even in my new company, like Thanksgiving is coming up, and they gave me some money to get a turkey. Like they gave me a small check. I think it was like $40 to get a turkey or whatever. I never experienced that at any company. Even when I was working at a bigger bus company, I never got that. Now they would have some food for you at the terminal, but I'm on the road all day, so I'm not getting that. The only people that's really getting the food is the terminal workers or the people that's working in the office and stuff like that. So that's a really good. Of course, the company I'm at, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. But I'm just saying, like, you get treated a little better. And as a truck driver, you miss out on a lot of things like Christmas, holidays. Not everybody, and it's more for over the road or like more for like the over the road drivers. But you miss out on a lot of stuff: kids' birthdays, your birthday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, stuff like that. And if you don't mind it, then that's cool. But I'm talking about for the people that mind it, that's something to think about. Versus as a bus driver, I'm not saying that they won't schedule you to work on holidays, but most of the time you're gonna be home, so you can call out. And if they mad, then they just be mad, because I don't care. Like, if I want to participate in a certain holiday with my friends and my family, I'm going to call out. Like, and if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. But at least I'm home and close enough to be home. And I feel like nobody should work on the holidays. I mean, I ain't gonna say nobody's, but if you don't want to, I feel like you shouldn't be forced to work on a holiday. For real, like, people live to 90, so what I'm only getting 90 chances to have a Christmas with my family. I'm only having 80 to 90 chances to have a Thanksgiving with my family. I'm not finna ruin that or just miss out on that because of some job that really don't care about me. And I'm not saying that's right. That's why I'm just thinking about ownership. Either I want to own a bus or a truck. I'm really looking into both of them, like, within the next year or two. I'm really looking into both of them, like, seeing which one might be better for me. It's like, I don't like having a manager or a boss telling me what runs I can do, what runs I can't do, what to wear, can you call out, having a problem if you 2 minutes late, but they always messing up on your stuff. Like, that's just really not my personality, and it has never been. Oh, and this is an important thing. Even if you think you want to do the bus driver thing, always get your Class A. Just get your passenger, because you never know if you want to. Like, you might be like, oh, nah, the people, I'm not feeling the people. I want to just drive some packages around. Or people be like, oh, I'd rather just drive packages around. Whatever you say. But always get your Class A, so you can drive a combination vehicle if you try to do the bus driving, and then you feel like, oh, this is not really a good fit for me. I do think I'd rather just do the truck driving. Another thing for bus driving, I feel like it's very, very easy. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't even feel like I'm really working. Like, it's not hard work. It's super easy. As a truck driver, I feel like it is hard work. It's a lot of stuff that you actually got to think about. Like, it's little small shit. You could roll over your truck. You could drop the trailer. You can get an overweight ticket. Stuff like that. So it's just a lot more that actually goes into truck driving versus bus driving. Not saying that things can't happen as a bus driver, but its chances is slim. Like, you don't really get pulled over by the DOT. You ain't really about to have no inspections. Like, that is rare. Like, I got my CDL Class B in 2019. I never had an inspection in the bus. I got an inspection like 2 times in 1 week in a truck. And about bus driving, some companies you cannot talk on the phone. Like, when I was working at Greyhound, you couldn't talk on the phone. You couldn't use GPS, none of that. But as a truck driver, you can talk on the phone. Most of the companies, some companies no, but most of the companies you can talk on the phone. And I just feel like I wouldn't even go to no trucking company that I can't even talk on my headset. That's silly. That's one of the most reasons that people do become truck drivers. As a bus driver, training can be long, because I got my permit October 2018. I didn't even get my license till like January 2019. That was, because, it was like the Christmas holidays and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a long process. But it wasn't bad. I was having fun, because it's like, it's not like as a truck driver where you stuck in the truck with the training. It's like 3 months, hell no. But as a bus driver, it's not bad at all. So yeah, truck driving, you usually can get, training usually only like 3 weeks to a month. Prime, it could be like 3 to 6 months. As a bus driver, they real lenient on like incidents and stuff like that. Small accidents, like side swiping and stuff like that. Like, you hitting people's mirrors, you might crack a window on the bus, on something else. They lenient. Like, they probably won't fire you until you get like 4 incidents, and like 4 incidents, so like I said, small accidents in like a short period of time. But as a truck driver, I think you got like 3 times to get incidents. But the bad part about that is they could be putting all 3 of them incidents on something that is called a DAC report. And I don't agree with the DAC report at all, because it's like, it's not real stuff. They don't even have to they don't got to show you no proof that you was at fault. I feel like they don't even got to show higher rate. They can't be, because they can really put whatever they want on there. They don't have to show higher rate no proof. Like, higher rate had like several lawsuits, and they're still being able to do this. And I don't really know how they do that anyway, because it's like, you're not supposed to tell somebody why somebody got fired. And I don't think that's right. And I feel like trucking, before you gotta have a lot of money to be a truck driver, Because like certain situations, you might need a lawyer for this shit. Like you need money to quit the trucking job, and you might need a lawyer. So as a bus driver, it's great home time. Like this new company and I'm at, I'm home every night. I have not been over the road. I might do some over the road trips coming up, which I don't mind that because I don't have no kids. So I don't mind that. But like even school bus drivers, they home every night. Now, I don't recommend school bus driving because they don't get paid that much money. But I mean, some people like it. But I don't recommend them personally. Or I don't recommend doing it. That's not something I would do. I would own a school bus company, but I wouldn't like, work at no school bus company. A bus company, you should be friendly. I'm not saying that you gotta be like, hey everybody, but you should be friendly. Especially if you want tips. At a trucking company, you don't gotta be friendly. You don't gotta talk to nobody. You don't gotta talk to your coworkers. You don't gotta talk to your manager. The only person that you really gotta talk to is your dispatcher. Bus driving. Sometimes, even if you're the most quiet to yourself person, you can be in drama. Yeah, like when I first started here, it was like you just too much in my business. And I've been trucking. So it was like, I'm not really used to this. Like, these people are just too much in your business. And it was the same thing when I was at Greyhound. Any little thing you do, any little person that you dating or talking to or whoever, they might perceive, you might not even be dating them, but they might perceive that you dating them. Now rumor get started. That is one con about bus driving. And as a truck driver, you don't really see your coworkers. You might been training with somebody and y'all both still work at the company, but you might not ever even see them again. Bus driving, you gotta wear a uniform. Like I said, besides if you're a school bus driver, you gotta wear a uniform. Truck driving, now there is a few companies that you gotta wear uniforms, like Walmart and whoever else, like some of the fuel companies, you gotta wear a uniform, but usually you can wear whatever you want to wear. The bus driver, like if you sleep away from your house, they'll give you food allowance. It's usually like $30 a day. And like I said, when I was at Greyhound, they give you an extra $50 a day for like second rest, like you not sleeping at your house, and then they give you an extra $30 a day for your meals. And at this company, they just do the $30 for your meals. So like that's what I was saying. Like if it's bus driving or truck driving, you gotta find a company that works for you. Like I said, for me, that's my top 3: pay, treatment, and equipment, and in that order. So yeah, like if the company not paying what I want to get paid, I'm gone. Like it's kind of different for me because I don't got kids. Like if you got kids, sometimes it is like you might need that stability, and it might be like, okay, yeah, I should just stick at this company. But when you don't got no kids, you can kind of just move around. At this company and any trucking company, I never met the CEO. Only like maybe the terminal manager. Sometimes not. But at this company, I met both of the CEOs. They know my name. So I ain't gonna lie, that was something different. I didn't meet any CEOs when I was at Greyhound because it's a big company. But this company, I met both the CEOs and they knew me by name. So that's another thing. Trucking, they ain't gonna know you by your name. Only person that's probably gonna know your name is your dispatcher. That could be a good or a bad thing. I really don't got no big issue with this, but I have heard other people say, oh, I tried the bus driving, but I didn't like it because of the customer complaint. So like you gotta drive really, really careful if you're a bus driver. So like any fast turns that you might do, you gotta drive really, really careful because some of these people is petty, and they, you know how people are at you working for jobs, they want your job. Like they want you out of the position. They want you to lose your job. Like, unfortunately. So you gotta be very careful about that, especially like with charters. That's why, like, for me, I'm more of a line run driver. Like with Greyhound, like go to New York, come back home, go to Boston, spend a night, come back home, go to Knoxville, spend a night, come back home, like with just different people, not somebody that's paying top dollar for it, because they can be very, very petty. I like the company I'm at, but I do know this other company that pay what I want to get paid. Like my company pay cool, but I know I can get paid more somewhere else. But like I said, they pay pretty good. It started out like $25, but this other company paid about a day, and it's better pay, and I might go there. But what I'm what's holding me back is sometimes you might leave a company and it just might not be the better move. You feel me? That's the only reason that's kind of like holding me back. Another thing, as a truck driver, you can get smart with your manager. You may even cut your manager out, or your dispatch, I mean. But as a bus driver, you get smart with your manager, or at Greyhound anyway. Not at the company I'm at now, but at Greyhound, they take your ass out of service, and then you gotta meet with somebody. Not my manager, but like, say you get into it with a manager at like, cause like me and my managers, we was cool. But say you get into it like with a manager like at another terminal, and they call into your manager and stuff like that. It's like they take your ass out of service, and then you gotta have a meeting, like if you can keep your job or not. Little bullshit like that. And that's like when I talk about Greyhound. I love Greyhound. Greyhound was my favorite job. That's what I talk about them, and that was my favorite job. Period. Like any company. But like I can't recommend them today because my managers are not there anymore. You know what I mean? And Greyhound is kind of like on his last leg now, so I don't even know how long. Like when I say Greyhound, don't go, because I know they told me like some of y'all did go over there. But I mean, you can message me, tell me how it is, but see, I don't know how it is now. But I heard it's on his last leg. So, bus driving, split shift, y'all. Split shifts, which is called a commuter run. So like they might have you come in at like 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then you take a break. You start again at like 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. or like 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. You take a 7-hour break, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. I can't stand that shit. I like to do my shit and get it over with. I don't want to go home or be on a freaking long extended ass break not getting paid. And I feel like, personally, on that break, they should pay you at least, I ain't saying I'm not working, but I feel like they should at least pay you like $10 an hour, like on that long extended break. You feel me? But like I said, on the line run jobs, you ain't doing that. You might take like a break for like an hour or something like that, maybe two. But but I don't like the split shifts, or I feel like it should be mandatory. They gotta pay you at least $10 an hour. And I know you're probably like, $10 an hour, that's not a lot. That shit add up. Bus driving, you get tips. Even as a line run driver, like if it's somebody really like you're driving, they gonna give you like a $20. But like on a charter, I've heard of people getting paid like extra $400, extra $700, stuff like that. Bus driving, the hours are extremely, extremely, extremely long, because at certain bus companies, it's like, of course, you got that 15-hour rule, but you can sign on and off all day. Like, say like I have had situations, I signed at 4:45, I get off at 8:45, gotta come back at 3, and you don't finish till like 11. I'm like, how was this possible? And they like, well, as long as it don't go with 15 hours, like it's not like how I was bus driving or like at Greyhound. At Greyhound, if I sign on at 2 p.m., I would have to be off duty at 5 a.m. no matter if I was signing off or not. It's not like that here. I'm like, is this legal? Like, I honestly, I feel like it's not legal. I mean, it's legal, but I feel like as a company, and if you enjoy your equipment and you don't want your equipment smashed up, I feel like they shouldn't do that. Now, as a truck driver, you gotta watch your money. I'm talking about watch every bit of that money. You gotta write down every little thing. You gotta watch that money. As a truck driver, you could potentially get paid more money in the long run, and that's a strong maybe, because like I said, this job paid decent, but it's not like I'm making $1,800 a week. You know what I mean? But I mean, eventually you will get there. You will get there eventually. The longer you stay at the job, of course, the more money that you make. What I say? But I mean, but like the most I've heard a bus driver getting paid was like $100,000. But I don't know. I don't really trust people unless I see your pay stubs or some real hard proof. But I know some some truck drivers, they say they make $150,000 a year. Like, it's usually like tanker drivers. They make $150,000 a year. So you can make more money in the long run as a truck driver. The truck driver is more job opportunities. Like in Maryland, the only choices I really want to go to is the company I'm at now. It's this other company that I got an interview with that I told you that they pay $325 a day for line runs. And I would want to go to Peter Pan, but I do content, and so it really what makes no sense for me to do Peter Pan, because then I couldn't vlog, because I mean, of course I'm not touching my phone, but some jobs is like kind of like weird about that shit, or I just wouldn't want nobody working, even if their job wasn't weird. I don't like people knowing where I work at, because it's just like it's too much. Somebody could be real stalkerish, because they do get, like, even me only having 14,000 subscribers, they do get stalkerish, and they do like be trying to follow you, be all up in your business, saying little smart shit. I don't agree with people telling people like where I feel like telling somebody where you work at, that's like telling somebody where you lay your head at. For me, how I feel is, especially as a female, I don't know any black female truck driver, or y'all know what I'm saying, trucking is toxic. Like, people do not want us in this industry. Like, people don't want I'm not saying everybody, but I would say at least 15% of people don't want black female truck drivers. They feel like, you know, that we ruined the industry. Not me, I don't be doing all that shit. But they feel like female truck drivers ruined the industry and stuff like that. They don't want us in this space. And it's like anytime we say something, we gotta shut up, always trying to put us down and all that type of stuff. So it can be really toxic. Even like if you're just a regular person and you ask information, like man or female, or man or woman, and you just asking questions in a group, it's like you can't just ask a question without somebody trying to put you down, without somebody trying to make you feel like you dumb. But if you are gonna go in a group, it's plenty of information in these groups. What I use Black Trucker Drivers only, or like if you're not black, I would use All Truckers United, but they get a little weird in that group, like weird. And if you're a bus driver, I would use Bus Drivers Hall of Fame. As a truck driver, I just feel like I would just do bus driver right now, honestly, because, well, obviously, but because it's just like some of the trucking companies, they done went down, like they lowering people's cent per mile. They just keeping people sitting for days. They don't even have enough work. So it's like it's not no money in it right now. Everybody is hurting, from owner operators to company drivers. I just feel like that's not the wave right now, and it's just because people, it's just oversaturated. Like, I mean, maybe it was good at one point. But people, I don't know, that's like been in for 10 years. They said it's always been like this. And then just COVID just got everybody messed up. So, bus driving, we go like, in this particular company, we go like 71 to 74 miles per hour. At the trucking companies, most of the trucking companies, especially the major ones, the mega ones, go like 65 to 68. Them freaking trucks are so damn slow. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me like what video you want to see me do next. Okay now. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I love talking to y'all. Every one of y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you for 14,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Love y'all.